My name is Johnny Utah, and you're watching Abandoned Americana, exploring the ghost towns of the West. Throughout all my travels, I have amassed a lot of experiences. I've been to over 120 ghost towns across 7 western states, as well as a couple in Nebraska. I've been to a ghost town that had a mine full of petrified trees, saturated with silver. Unfortunately, the silver was mined out back in the 1870s, but what can you do? I've also been to a ghost town that for a brief moment was the center of attention for the entire country, May 10th, 1869. That's Promontory Summit, where the Transcontinental Railroad was completed. So we're going to start by exploring ghost towns in Clark County. That's right here in Nevada, not too far from Las Vegas. There are actually about 2-3 dozen really good ghost towns that you can see. I actually used to live in one of those ghost towns. Goodsprings, Nevada, population 150. I worked at the Pioneer Saloon for a little while. Definitely my favorite ghost town in Clark County is Goodsprings, which is where I lived. It used to have over 2,000 people. It was the center of population for the entire county back in the day. Las Vegas was actually smaller. It was a railroad stop, and Goodsprings was the major town in the early 20th century. I've also been to a ghost town called Nelson, but lately I've been thinking about going back, so you can join us as we go and explore that little ghost town there. So this is the site of Goodsprings. This is how the town got its name. The spring was named for Joseph Good, a local cattleman and rancher who also was a part-time miner. Before that, the spring was used by the Spanish on the Spanish Trail, and even before them, it was used by Paiute and Anasazi Native Americans. This was considered a very sacred ground for them, and they even had a burial ground in this area. So the buildings you see here, the adobe building and the board and batten shack right behind me, were both built by the Robbins family in 1910. Goodsprings was on the original road to California. If you look at this marker right here, this was actually part of the old Spanish Trail as well. Antonio Armijo, when he went from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Monterey, California, came through here and used the spring as a natural stopping point. Antonio Armijo, he was an explorer and trailblazer from Mexico who made a trail from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Monterey, California in 1830. When we're done with our tour of Goodsprings, let's go ahead and have a drink and hear some stories about Pioneer Saloon. These bullet holes right here, these 3, were from a card game in 1915. Well, folks, Mr. Lee and I would like to thank you for joining us in Goodsprings and at the Pioneer Saloon. Until next time.